finance fees, and then there is an operating lease.
There are internal auditors everywhere. Then how did that Vijay Mallya fraud even happen?
Gross profit will give me the sales.
Are internal auditors as independent as external auditors?
Having understood that revenue from contract with customers has to go through a 5-step model for you to finally recognize revenue, let us focus on the first step. What is the first step? Step 1 is identify the contract. Now, this step focuses on the word, what is a contract? Now, a contract is an agreement between two or more parties that creates enforceable rights and obligations. Okay. So, two or more parties there is an agreement and it is enforceable. Enforceable means if one of the parties fails to perform their part under the contract, you can drag them to a court of law. Okay, that is what the word enforceable means. Now, when I say identify the contract, a contract is an agreement between two or more parties and it is enforceable in a court of law. This contract can be oral, it can be written, it can be through some customary business practice as well. Now, I having worked in this particular field, while our textbook says that an oral agreement is also fine and binding, all of us know that in the real world a contract is enforceable only when it is in writing. A verbal agreement does not really hold true in a court of law. But for the purpose of your exam, you will still say that a contract can be in oral, it can be in writing. The contract can also be established through a customary business practice. We'll see what that is all about. Now, this agreement, it could be, you have come to Zell Education, you inquire with us, you want to join us for ACCA. So what you do is, you read the terms and conditions, you check the demo, you pay the fees, and Zell Education issues you a receipt for the total amount of fees that you have paid. Now, there is no agreement in writing, like it's not on a stamp paper. The fact that you will come to Zell, you will pay us, and we will render you services. That part is not written on any stamp paper, but the very fact, what is the customary business practice in this industry, that you come, you pay the fees, you get receipt, and receipt is proof of the fact that payment has been made and now services have to be provided to the other party. So a contract can be established in this way as well. Now, for you should, for an entity, the entity can account for revenue, can account for revenue only if the contract meets the following criteria. Only if the contract meets Okay. Now, a contract is an agreement in writing, but apart from that, what else should it be doing for you? When the parties to the contract, they should have approved the contract, which means the two parties should have signed on the contract. There has to be a stamp that has been affixed on the contract. It cannot be on a random piece of paper. It's best if it is done on a stamp paper, and both the parties are committed to performing their rights and obligations. So they are committed to performing their obligations, and then they are expecting that whatever they want to be delivered to them under the contract is given. Now, to expand on this further, let's take an example.